Hi everyone, Amy here. Gonna do a quick little swag vid for you. And this month is all about neons. We are totally crazy about the neons, and this is our new neon gel polish. So these are 2 coats, 60-second cure. They actually don't leave much of a tacky layer. So if you're planning on putting glitter and stuff into it, which we're gonna do today, I'll show you how we use our either top coat or base coat for that. So in your swag, you should have 3 of our new colors, a package of our ghost patterns, which is the lines and zigzags and chevrons, and then also a new glitter mix called Dreamcatcher. So let's get started. I did do these for our swag card, and so we're going to kind of copy some of these designs and just give you some really fun ideas to use the neons with, you know, with your glitter and using with the colors, marbling, and doing some ombres. Okay, so just to get started real quick and easy, doing a side-by-side ombre like this is probably one of the easiest designs, and these neons blend really well with each other. So what we're going to do is just grab 2 colors. And by the way, I did make sure the rest of these colors made it up on the website for you guys. So they are already uploaded. And we're just going to take pretty much the same as that nail. We're going to take the purple. Let's get this out of the way. And we're just going to cover half of the nail. With one color, and then the other half with the second color. Now you're going to be doing 2 coats of this, so don't kill yourself on the first coat. Just kind of clean that brush off, and just whatever brush you have second, just kind of blend them 2 together like so. And again, if you get the other color on your brush, just wipe it so that you don't contaminate your whole bottle. And we're going to let this cure. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the second coat. We're going to do the exact same thing. 1 coat on half. And then second color. You guys will notice the brushes are a little bit different in these new colors, which are fabulous. They're a little rounded and a little bit shorter, so a little bit easier to control. So again, once that second color goes on, we're going to dry that brush off a little bit and just blend the 2 together. Easy, perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and put that in the light. So since we're adding glitter to this too, what do we say? Glitter fixes everything. So even if your ombre is not perfect and we're putting a little glitter over that faded line, it's gonna perfect it. So again, this is just something quick and easy that you can do on your clients. It's not gonna take any extra time. Okay, so because, like I mentioned, the tacky layer on this is not really sticky. So if I want to add a chunkier glitter, I'm gonna take a base coat. And I'm just gonna put this on, give it like a 10-15 second flash cure, and then that's gonna hold our glitter a lot better. You can also put it right into the wet gel polish, but sometimes when it's an opaque color, it maybe gets around the top of the glitter and kind of hides some of it. So I like to put it in something clear, if not a sticky layer. And we can just go in, grab a little bit, and just dust it right over the top. Again, I didn't want a whole bunch. Because there's some chunkier pieces in this too, make sure that your edges are nice and clean, because if those really chunky pieces come out the sides, they get really sharp once it's top coated. So now this just needs to be top coated. So there we go, quick, easy fade. with some of our new Dreamcatcher glitter on top. Okay, so next design we're gonna do, we'll use some of the ghost patterns. So for example, this guy right here. I'm gonna start with a colored base, and let's say we'll do the purple again. And we're just gonna kind of start making those blocks. So we'll go about halfway up, maybe a little bit more. Kind of keeping my lines as straight as I can, but we're going to be putting that ghost pattern on top of it. So if your lines are a little wobbly, it's totally fine. Give that a little flash cure. And we'll grab another color. And make another, maybe shorter, smaller block. Flash cure that. And depending on what color you're putting on underneath and what color you're putting on top, like this one, I really only needed one coat of pink and one coat of blue, but the colors I chose this time were a little bit lighter with a darker base, so I am just going to give this yellow one more coat, just so it's really bright. We're gonna wipe off any sticky layer. Even though it wasn't real tacky, there's still that slight inhibition layer on the top, and we want to stick our ghost patterns on. So remember that sticky and sticky is not good. We need to get rid of one of the sticky layers. So we're gonna wipe that gel polish clean. And then your ghost patterns, a lot of our ghost patterns are coming now with the design inside, so you can use it as a decal or a sticker, or you can use it as the ghost pattern and rub the chromes and pigments over top of them. So now we're using these as stickers. So we're gonna grab just a pair of tweezers. And I'm just gonna go in and kind of roll the edge and peel off one of these. Okay, so you want to just place this down right on the line. It's kind of hard with one hand, of where your edge of your gel polish is. So again, it's a little easier when your client can hold their own finger. So place it right down and just kind of pull and stretch it a little bit and press. So what I like to do is keep it away from the cuticle area just a little bit, so that clients can't get underneath and kind of pick at it. So that way it doesn't leave any texture, and it's going to be fully encased with your top coat. So this edge here, what I'm going to do is just grab a pair of nippers. And we are just going to nip, and again, just up a little bit higher than the free edge of the nail. That way you have no problem with this staying on, because again, it's going to be fully encased with your top coat. So for the sides, again, we're going to grab a strip. Place it down. And just kind of pull and tug at it so that it stretches a little bit and really adheres to the nail. Again, take your nippers and pull it up a little bit away from the free edge or the sidewall and nip. So just ever so slightly, you can see. Because again, if it wraps around, it's going to probably pop up a little bit, and your client's going to get at it before the 2 weeks is up. So again, another strip. And same with this side. And really press it down. And these extra pieces, keep these. We can still use that. I actually will take a piece of form paper or something and stick all of my extras to it so that I can reuse them. So from here, we're just gonna top coat. Really, any top coat's gonna be fine. Of course, I'm grabbing for Outshine just because it's a thicker bodied top coat, and I really wanna make sure that those chrome strips there are completely encased. And then we're gonna go ahead and cure. Okay, so next we're gonna do something with a little bit of sugaring, and we'll kind of copy this design. So we're gonna start with a base color. I think out of all of them, this one is my fave. So all over color first. We're gonna do 2 coats of that. Okay, so we've cured this 2 times, and we're gonna take a second color and we're gonna create that diagonal line. We will take some yellow. Okay, so again, wipe your sticky. And next what we're gonna do is take our ghost pattern line. We know that that tape in there is secure. A lot of people ask me how I use the tape, and I really don't use like the rolls of tape anymore, just because I don't feel like they're as sticky as the ghost patterns and as our chrome strips. And these have a little bit of flexibility to them, so I feel like when you pull and kind of flex it and stick it to the nail, it really does stay down. And then the trick of just keeping it away from your sidewalls and your free edge to make sure it's fully encased, and clients are wearing them easy peasy for a couple weeks without any problems. I also feel like the tape kind of curls up because it's got that natural curve to it because it's rolled. So it does curl up a little bit easier, which makes it pop up off of the nail before you top coat it. So, okay, so we've cured that. And now what I'm gonna do is just take my top coat again, because I want this to be a raw sugar. And I'm just careful not to go over my chrome strip. I keep calling it a chrome strip, but it's actually a piece of our ghost pattern. Okay, so kind of hard to see, so make sure you're using your light to see exactly that you've got the area covered that you want to sugar. Then we're going to take our glitter, and we're just going to pour this right into your top coat. So for this, you want to be using a no wipe top coat. Of course, again, I'm grabbing for the Outshine just because I love the thicker body of it, so it holds a lot of the glitter. And then we're going to cure this. So that's going to cure right into the top coat. It's going to give you that sugared look, which I think looks really cool with the neons. So you've got your gloss on one side and your raw sugared glitter on the other. And this glitter has all different sizes in it, so it really gives a cool look when it's sugared. So once you've let that cure for a full 60, just take it out, dust off, so that it comes off all your shiny areas, and now it just stays on the area that you put your top. And it looks like my top came over a little bit here. Oops. But that's okay. Beautiful. Again, easy, and I love the look of both the glitter and the shine. And last, we'll do a design like this. So this, we did the ombre, but of course we did it up and we did it horizontally, not vertically. Again, I'm still challenged with words this morning. So we are going to take our two colors, and again, this right here, I chose colors that were going to ombre really easily together. If you're grabbing two colors that are just not going to ombre well together, I always recommend putting a third color together right in the middle. So you would take your pink and your orange, mix those on a palette, make a third color, and put a stripe of that in the middle. But since we're using colors that are going to ombre pretty well together, and all of these neons really, I don't have a problem ombreing any of them together. We're going to take the green and the blue. So if you have an ombre brush, this is the time that you would want to use it. If you don't, I'll show you both ways. So we're just taking these two colors and putting them right up against each other. And again, same thing with when we did our first fade side by side, you are just putting the two colors right up against each other. We're doing two coats, so you don't really need to focus too much on how well this first one's gonna come out. So if you have your ombre brush, I like to get in there and really open it up. Make sure there's no dust in it. And you're just gonna start right about here and just start pulling that first color on top of the second. Just paying a lot of attention to the area where they are meeting. And then we're gonna cure this. So let's say you don't have an ombre brush. Because we're putting something over top of it, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I know most of us, time is money in the salon, so we don't have time to perfect an ombre on every single nail. So let's take our blue. This time we'll do blue and pink. So really clean off the second color brush. So this pink, we're just gonna really clean that brush off so it's kind of dry. And I am literally just mixing the two colors right in the center. I'm gonna clean my brush. Always clean it before you put it back in so you don't contaminate your color. And again, I'm just moving these around and stippling these together to create that third color. And we are gonna cure this. Kind of let it sit for a second to self-level back out, because now once you've been pressing at it, you've got all these bumps and uneven surface in the center there. So just kind of let it sit, let it even out. So now we're going to do the exact same thing with our two colors, blue And then what you can do, because it's so easy to do your ombres side by side, so just turn your finger, so now you're side by side again. Really dry that brush off, and you're just going to start blending this way. And you can see they're blending perfectly. So this is a little bit more time consuming. If you have your ombre brush, it's a little bit easier, but that's okay. If you don't have your ombre brush, this is a quick, easy way to do it too. And I will just keep playing with it until I'm happy. And the thing is, you want to be really light with this, because what's happening with this versus your ombre brush is your ombre brush is very light. It's like a feather. It's heavier, so you're ending up picking up product and removing it from the nail. So you want to work with this really, really light. Cure. So here's our green to blue, and for this one we're going to add some ghost patterns on like this, and we'll use these waves instead. We're going to go over this with our top coat. It's going to even everything out. And again, that ombre was far from perfect, but nobody knows this. So now we've got this ombre, which we just did with our brush. It's a little uneven, but that's okay, because what do I say? We're going to add some glitter. So we're going to go over with our top coat, a nice thick coat of top coat so it really holds on to that glitter. And now our ombre looks like we did it perfectly. So when you put your sugaring on, when you put your top coat on, kind of pour your glitter, let it sit. It'll kind of grab onto your glitter, and if you see any wet spots, just go back in with a little bit more of your glitter. And the powder inside of this will really grab onto all your top coats. So you shouldn't have to coat it more than once, maybe a couple extra spots you can pour some more on. So once this comes out of the light, just use your duster just to get off any loose glitters, but that's it. And it looks like there's little diamonds inlaid in it. I love it. All right, so that's some easy peasy ways for you guys to use your new neon colors. And just make sure you guys tag us in all of your creations. And happy nailing.